It's first thing in the morning. I haven't made my bed or tidied up my bedroom. I've put my makeup on and I thought, it's time to get back to the old YouTube. But a lot's happened actually in the time that I've been away. I've been pretty wrapped up and involved in kind of a lot of events. Looking at me now, I look the same as I've always done, but actually I've been further transformed in my hair wearing journey because I now wear hair full time, and that includes to work. And it was quite the business, getting the courage to go from this look at work to Savannah at work, my topper, my latest topper. And in fact, I will be wearing other ones too. I had a conversation with my young manager about it, and out of the blue, we were having a Zoom call. She suddenly said, "You never wear your hair down, do you?" And I thought, this is the perfect opportunity presented to me to talk about my hair loss and my hair wearing. Because I'd gotten to the stage where actually I have experienced even more hair loss, specifically here, right at the front of my head. And it was affecting my confidence at work. When I'm looking in the viewfinder, I think it doesn't look as bad as what it actually looks like in person. I'm also looking in my mirror. My hairline was here, okay? All of this area has become very sparse. And I didn't want to turn up to work like this every day anymore. I didn't feel like myself because I've become accustomed to wearing hair everywhere I go. I feel that it makes my presentation more professional to have hair. Let me take my ponytail out. Wearing my hair down is no longer an option. So she presented me with this opportunity to discuss my hair loss, and I said to her that before she left, because she's going on to a new job and we're getting a new manager who I don't have a relationship with or any history with, I said to her, look, before you leave, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write an email to the whole team telling them about my alopecia and how I usually wear hair normally when I'm not at work, and that I no longer felt that not wearing hair at work was an option for me, and that I would be coming into the next team meeting that we were going to have face to face, that I'm going to be coming in with my additional hair. And I gave it to the admin lady. She's a young lady, very young, who's got beautiful, thick, long, curly hair, to distribute amongst the team, which she did. And I received a couple of emails back from members of the team just saying what a touching email it was, how they totally understood, and some of them didn't mention that they'd noticed my hair loss. Others said that they had never noticed my hair loss, which I find amazing. I mean, and just basically give me lots of encouragement. So because I've been wearing hair for so long in my own time, when I put her on to go into work, I wasn't as nervous as I would normally have been because I was accustomed to it. And I've said this before, if you're not a hair wearer, a full-time hair wearer, and you're just starting, maybe you've got your first piece, it may be a topper, it may be a full wig, and you're contemplating wearing it on special nights out. How it happened with me is that I was so enamored with the effects of the hair, of having additional hair, gave me, and the confidence and the happiness that it allowed me to feel, that I decided to wear it again and again, and pretty soon you'll get to a stage where you're used to seeing it and you don't feel like yourself when you don't have it on anymore. And that's the state I was at. I went into the meeting, people came up, gave me hugs. They came up and they said, "You look beautiful." Just very kind, very gentle acceptance. There was no essence of tittering or negative response in any way. I think that I'm sensitive enough to have picked up on that if there had been. Most of the people in my team are middle-aged women, and as middle-aged women, we've been around the block a lot, and we all share the fact that we have overcome many challenges, some of them quite serious in our life. We have brought up children, some of us haven't, some of us have made a success of marriage, some of us are unmarried. The main thing is that we're not these fresh-faced, idealistic, naive people that expect life to always be perfect. We know the majority of time life is far from perfect, and we've spent many decades overcoming the challenges of life. So when somebody comes in wearing their heart on their sleeve, saying, "Look, I've got significant hair loss which is accelerating and has gotten a lot worse in the last few weeks. This is what I've chosen to do, and it actually looks okay. It's not like I bought a 1980s number, you know." There was a lot of acceptance and a lot of love from that team, and you know, some comical times too, where subsequently, after, you know, deciding that I was going to wear my hair, I tried to get into a room telling them that I was a member of staff and I wasn't recognised. And I had to go away because they didn't recognise me. That was just a one-off, I must admit. But it was rather the woman in question, who's a little bit older than me actually, very loving girl, very loving lady, came up to me afterwards. She says, "Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't recognise you at the time. I only realised who it was once you'd left, by which time it was too late to call you back." So that was very amusing. I told you, hair changes your face. It makes you look younger. It gives you a spring in your step. It really does all of those things. So I feel that when one is ready in oneself, and when one has that confidence in oneself that only develops over time, overcoming a challenge such as wearing hair to work where you never did before, and seeing people who'd never seen you in your hair before, becomes a much easier experience to do, and you're able to benefit from the goodwill of people. People do have goodwill towards somebody who has got, you know, something that is not quite perfect, not quite as it should be, something that they are managing, particularly about their appearance. And you will be amazed at the amount of people who have got hair loss in my team. We recently had a team meeting, and this was one of the first team meetings since the entire COVID lockdown, etc., where we went from working in an office together every day to actually working from home. We hadn't seen each other for a long time. So we had this team meeting. I looked around the room, and the majority of the women there, my colleagues, some of them my friends, had hair loss that they didn't have before. And when I talk to them about hair wearing, additional hair, what you can expect, what I've got, my experience, I talk to them about all of those things, you can see a little sparkle in their eye, and they're thinking, wow, I wonder what I'd look like. You know, I mean, for example, I've got one wonderful woman there. She's an admin lady. She's been through a lot. She's got nice thick hair, but it has diminished over the last couple of 3 years. And she's just got this patch at the top, you know, where your parting is actually getting wider and it's becoming thinner and finer. All she needs is a little kind of greyish blondie colour, little topper, you know, one of the little ones, clipped in the morning. She will regain her beautiful thick parting and her healthy scalp appearance. It's incredible what those darn things can do. So that's something that happened recently that was a very big deal for me, that I thought I would never actually be able to do. And here I am, and I've done it, and I've had the courage to do it. And I'm so glad that I did it, because getting dressed for work, going to see clients, putting on that professional persona that I need to have at work, has been made so much easier for me. So much easier. Today is Sunday. I am going to be at home all day doing the most amazing, relaxing things that I absolutely adore. And I was thinking, what am I going to wear? Now, because it's very sunny, I don't particularly want to waste Savannah on a day like today, because I'm going to be out doing gardening and other things, doing sewing, doing knitting, doing cleaning, all the things that I love to do. But I am also going to be popping out to the shops, and hence why I'm getting ready really to be going out and leaving the house. So I thought the best thing for a day like today is a synthetic topper, and I'm going to wear my trusty Old Faithful, which is the Jon Renau TopSmart 16-inch. I've got the straight, I've got the curly. The curly is a little bit too much for today, so I'm going to wear the straight. The nice thing about that topper is that it's beautifully shaped. It's got these kind of swooping curtain bangs on the sides. But the thing is really, is that hair wearing is not an isolated event. Hair wearing is linked to how you're developing as a person, how you feel about yourself as a woman, the example that you're setting to your children, and the life events that come up and bubble up constantly. Hair wearing happens within life. It's not an isolated event. And life is forever changing. And, you know, regarding what I just said, life is forever changing, and you are being called to wear hair. I'm trying to open this tape. In situations where you never have before. That takes guts, maturity, courage. Above all, it takes a self-belief, a self-acceptance. As I've said so many times, people in life follow your lead, and they view you as you expect to be viewed, as you view yourself. If you feel that you're not good enough, that you've got negative thoughts about yourself, that other people are better than you, or that you're not worthy of something, then that's how other people will view you. But if you are easy on yourself and you forgive yourself the occasional faux pas that everybody makes, and that overall you think you're okay, think that you cover the important bits of life, that you're loving, that you're decent, that you're accepting, open-minded, not too judgmental, but above all, not perfect. And we don't have to be perfect in order to be worthy. We don't have to be perfect. So here I am, covering my imperfection, feeling good, feeling grateful that I can enjoy this lovely topper. Ever since I put heat to her, I used the hot roller brush and I just went through her. She's been okay. I mean, yes, there is some clumping, there is some separation, but so much better than what she was. And actually, I wear her quite messy, you know. Yeah, I'm all about that fantasy of big wild hair. And I'm going to keep enjoying it while I still can. Now, I probably won't be able to do that forever because it's going to look quite incongruous at some stage. But for today, I feel good. I feel confident. She looks natural. I'm going to go to the shops and carry on doing my thing, enjoying my day, enjoying my Sunday, trying to get the most out of the day in every way that I can. So that includes totally indulging in my favourite activities, taking the time to nurture my soul, and then going to the farm shop and buying a really nice piece of meat in order to make a nice roast tonight.